there's a debate that's been echoing through anime fandoms for decades. It's not about which anime is the greatest of all time. It's not about the damage an ill-timed filler arc might do to a franchise. And it's not even about the crunch culture that runs rampant in the anime industry today. No, no, no. This one's truly the most heinous and divisive of them all. Sub or dub. At its core, the difference is straightforward. Sub refers to anime with subtitles, keeping the original Japanese audio intact. Dub, on the other hand, replaces that audio with voice acting in another language, most commonly English for Western audiences. On Netflix or Crunchyroll, the default audio track might flip based on your region, which is a common friction point that still surprises some fans and reignites the debate every time. In fact, sub versus dub threads routinely skyrocket to the top of anime forum engagement charts, pulling in diehard fans and curious newcomers alike. But beyond audio tracks and translations, something else fuels the fire: identity and ownership. For many, anime isn't just a show, it's a window into Japanese culture, and choosing subs becomes a badge of authenticity. On the flip side, fans who grew up on Toonami-era dubs see them as a gateway, a personal connection. That clash of backgrounds spills into comment sections, where nostalgia and pride collisions get amplified by social media algorithms that are hungry for outrage. What started as a friendly preference has morphed into a cultural gatekeeping and tribalism war, with each camp convinced that their way is the true way and anyone else is lesser. Layer on top of that the anonymity of online forums, where saying things as simple as "I like dubs" or "I like subs" can earn you instant heat. And suddenly you're debating something that's more about your fandom identity than your actual tastes. The result? A perfectly ordinary preference rocketing into a battleground over respect, legitimacy, and who gets anime. So let's start by looking at subs. For many fans, watching anime in Japanese is about preserving the creator's original vision. You hear the voice actors chosen by the studio, delivering lines with cultural nuance and emotional intent that's often hard to replicate. Subtitles also tend to be more direct translations, which means you're getting closer to the original script, though not always perfectly, especially when puns or honorifics are involved. There's also the immersion factor. Hearing the language, even if you don't understand it, can often make the world feel more authentic, like you're a guest in that story. But remember, this isn't just an English versus Japanese split. In Brazil, France, or Spain, fans debate Portuguese, French, or Latin American Spanish dubs with the same passion. But subs aren't perfect. They require constant reading, which can be tough during fast-paced action scenes or emotionally heavy moments where every glance or pause matters. Imagine a climactic duel in a shonen anime, subtitles racing past as your eyes try to catch every contour on the battlefield. Well, let's just say that some nuance might get lost along the way. Even veteran viewers sometimes miss lines during fast cuts, which can sometimes reshape their understanding of a scene on second viewing. And for viewers with reading or visual impairments, subtitles can even be a barrier to entry. Voice descriptors for sound effects often sit below the action, forcing more split-second decisions between reading and watching. Now, let's talk about dubs. Dubs make anime more accessible. You can focus on the animation, the action, and the emotion without splitting your attention between visuals and text. For younger viewers or for those with reading difficulties, dubs can be the difference between enjoying a show and giving up on it entirely. When done well, dubs can be phenomenal though. Take Cowboy Bebop. Its English dub is often considered one of the best in anime history, with performances that feel natural, grounded, and emotionally resonant. Or Samurai Champloo, whose dub captured the series' blend of hip-hop cool and historical fiction. Thanks to simuldubs, today's dubs often arrive within days of the Japanese broadcast, keeping that momentum alive and also getting rid of one of dub's original biggest issues in being so time-gated. Of course, not all dubs are created equal. Some suffer from awkward translations, poor direction, or voice actors who just don't fit the characters. Localizations, while sometimes necessary, can alter the meaning of key scenes, swapping music cues or cutting jokes to fit Western sensibilities. Early Dragon Ball dubs famously replaced original soundtracks and tweaked dialogue, creating an experience sometimes different from Akira Toriyama's intent. Even a single mistranslated line can ripple through fandom analysis, spawning entire debates about what a character really meant. I mean, we're still debating which version of Majin Buu is the strongest because of differences in anime localizations versus the manga. Buhan's the strongest, come at me, bro. Then you have examples like the one on the thumbnail of this video. Now don't get me wrong, I got great entertainment over watching people debate whether this was somehow an intentional choice or not, and I refuse to research it further because I find it quite humorous as it is. But let's zoom out for a moment. The history of anime localization traces a winding path from the 1980s fansub VHS tapes to official dubs that debuted on Toonami and Adult Swim in the 90s and 2000s. Back then, delays of months or even years were the norm, so fansubs kept series alive for overseas audiences. Fast forward to the streaming era, and Crunchyroll's fansub model evolved into professional subs. Netflix invested heavily in simuldubs, and legal barriers began to crumble. Today, fans can toggle audio and subtitle tracks with a click, an incredible leap from those early days, but also a reminder that access shapes preference. And if you delve a bit deeper into these different eras, you'll see both subs and dubs flexing their strengths at every turn. In the early days, think 80s to mid-90s, Dragon Ball Z stormed onto global TV screens with its relentless action and larger-than-life characters, pulling in Western viewers even through sometimes choppy dubs, while Sailor Moon introduced a generation to Magical Girls, its heavily edited localizations sparking die-hard fan subs that preserved every Moon Prism power and honorific nuance. The transitional era, late 90s through the 2000s, brought Cowboy Bebop, whose jazz-infused space noir vibe and silky English performances set a new benchmark for dubs. Neon Genesis Evangelion, which deconstructed mecha tropes and haunting Japanese takes so precise that subs became the definitive way to catch every psychological beat, and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, a rare unicorn where both dub and sub earned acclaim for balancing emotional heft with script fidelity, each track drawing its own legion of fans. And today's modern age, Attack on Titan shattered records with simultaneous subs and simuldubs that delivered global dread in real time. Your Name became the highest grossing anime film ever thanks in part to its emotive voice work in every language. Demon Slayer turned every gorgeously animated battle into a viral event on both tracks. And Jujutsu Kaisen showed that near-instant English dubs can ride the same hype wave as the original Japanese broadcast, making it one of the flagships of the streaming era. So, which is better? Well, honestly, that's a bad question. The real beauty of anime today is that we have options. You can watch My Hero Academia in English and Jujutsu Kaisen in Japanese and still be part of the same fandoms. You're not more or less of a fan based on how you watch, you're just a fan. Sub and dub both have undeniable strengths. One offers cultural authenticity, and the other accessibility. One immerses you in the original language, and the other lets you focus on the visuals. Neither is inherently superior. At the end of the day, anime is about storytelling. It's about characters who move us, worlds that inspire us, and moments that stay with us long after the first viewing. And whether you hear those moments in Japanese or English doesn't change their impact. So let's stop arguing over which is better and start celebrating the fact that we can enjoy both. But hey, drop sub or dub in the comments below on your preference and let me know what some of your favorites of both are. And as always, I appreciate all the support on the videos, and leave a like or maybe even a sub if you enjoyed it. And with that said, I look forward to seeing you there, fellow anime lovers. Bye bye for now.